Hello everyone, this is day 12 of the 100-day series, Consumption Decides Life or Death. Today's theme is establishing virtue. First, let's look at an anti-intellectual trap that ensnares everyone. We always brutally divide the world into them and us, defaulting to the idea that the objective determines the subjective, and that they determine us. Furthermore, we assume they are inherently evil. We fantasize that they are playing dumb while being fully aware, possessing boundless power and natural wickedness, unchangeable, and thus must be physically eliminated. Only the complete eradication of evil will suffice. What is the result? All selves are completely locked down by this single line of thinking. We end up pretending to be wise, while actually acting foolish according to their script. Objectively, all of us become incredibly stupid. The root cause of all this is the moral system of the producer class. The core of this system is the sworn defense of information asymmetry. It drives the physical world toward intelligence, while simultaneously creating all our pain and disasters. The root of high housing prices is information asymmetry. The root of educational difficulty is information asymmetry. The root of healthcare difficulty is information asymmetry. The root of the difficulty in innovation is information asymmetry. Even the reason Chinese people cannot afford Chinese goods is still information asymmetry. Yet when faced with these issues, everyone's first reaction is always, they won't agree. And with that, it ends. No follow-up questions, not even a lazy attempt to figure out who they are. We would rather endure a lifetime of torment than spend a single second thinking, how can we make information symmetrical? We shout productivity determines production relations every day, but what kind of production relations does the parasitic internet represent? Nobody studies it. We worry about insufficient domestic demand every day, yet we only rely on policies for encouragement, never considering systemic solutions. We talk about big data and leisure time every day, but who created the value behind big data? What value has leisure time created? The percentage of people researching this is zero. Everyone says theory is useless, everyone safeguards the rule of the producer class, and everyone actively obstructs information symmetry. The relationship among producers is one of eternal selfish competition. Our brain's faith gradually becomes, it is right for humans to create costs for other humans. Ideas engage in breeding. Beyond our own narrow expertise, everything else is anti-intellectual. Next, we come to today's core concept, the antinomy, the irresistible force paradox. Producer ownership and consumer ownership are two completely opposing either-or worlds. Under producer ownership, selfishness runs automatically, bringing only competition, injustice, non-cooperation, disloyalty, and immorality. The ultimate outcome is the law of the jungle. Here, truth cannot put food on the table. Everyone passes the buck, finding peace of mind for their own evil deeds. The final result is the Pareto principle, 8020 rule. A minority controls the vast majority of wealth, cycling endlessly through violence, power, and more violence. On the other hand, the internet plus consumers form a brand new human-machine relationship. Here, selfishness also runs automatically, but it yields the exact opposite results. It brings cooperation, fairness, loyalty, morality, mutual trust, and 100% traceability. We make our own choices and discover thousands upon thousands of selves, just like us, converging into infinite trust. This ultimately achieves scientific production and common prosperity. Everyone actively promotes information symmetry, constructing the rule of the consumer class. The final result is an 8020 equity sharing model. Consumers take 80%, producers take 20%. This is the power of the antinomy. In the producer's world, it is infinity fighting against the self. Everyone must face infinite competition alone, living in endless fear, forced to act sneakily, where success relies purely on chance. That is why we trap ourselves in information cocoons, sinking into utter despair. But in the consumer's world, it is infinity helping the self. One person speaks out, and N people help forward it. 10 people speak out, and 10xN people forward it. 100, 1,000, ultimately an infinite number of people forward it for you. This is an eternally valid positive loop. As long as you selfishly forward it to help yourself, you initiate the rule of the consumer class. We consumers hold 3 unbeatable infinite forces in our hands. Computers and smartphones, infinite. Leisure time, infinite. The consumption we generate daily, infinite. These 3 infinities are enough to build a consumer-owned universal application public market. The distribution commission of this public market is infinite. Reinvesting the profits allows us to mobilize society's intellect to build more consumer-owned enterprises. We can give this public market away to consumers worldwide for free. From 2009 to 2023, crowdfunding models developed for over a decade. Everyone thought they were bad, 100% their fault, yet no one ever thought they were just plain stupid. From 2008 to 2020, digital currencies developed for over a decade, yet only 1 in 1,000 people were truly willing to participate in building a public market. Western thinking seems self-consistent, but it is therefore thoroughly trapped. They cannot see that information symmetry leads to scientific production, which solves smog, high housing prices, and all social chronic diseases at the root. They cannot see that building a consumer-owned public market is enough to slap those so-called capital tycoons in the face. Right now, 427 consumers have reached a consensus of only increasing, never decreasing. We are learning what true selfishness is, what true unity is, and what true trust is. Today, I call on all friends watching this to like, share, and comment. Let's spread this truth together. Let's save this absurd era. Please remember, once you check in, if you miss the next step, your name will be on the pillar of shame.